The wedding hall was bright. White flowers were everywhere. Soft music filled the room. Everyone was smiling. Everyone except me. Because today, I was marrying the man who killed my brother. The host said warmly, "Now, please exchange the rings." I looked at the man standing in front of me. His name was Daniel Reed. 3 years ago, he was the driver in the accident that killed my brother. The police said it was just a traffic accident, case closed, but I never believed it. My brother, Eric, was a careful driver. He would never lose control of his car. So for 3 years, I investigated. And finally, I made a decision. If I couldn't destroy him from outside, I would get close to him. Very close. So I applied to his company. I became his assistant. 6 months later, I became his fiancée. And today, his wife. I slid the ring onto his finger. Daniel looked down at me. His eyes were deep and calm. "Lena," he said softly, "are you sure about this?" I smiled sweetly. "Yes, I am." But inside my heart, I said something else. "Soon I will ruin you." It was quiet in the house that night. Daniel had been drinking at the wedding. He fell asleep on the sofa. I stood in the living room and watched him. This man destroyed my family, and yet everyone believed he was a successful, kind businessman. I slowly walked upstairs. His study was at the end of the hallway. I had already memorized the password weeks ago. The door opened quietly. The room was neat. A desk, a computer, shelves full of files. I began searching. Contracts, business reports, nothing. Everything looked perfectly normal. Too normal. I frowned. That's impossible. Then I noticed something. Behind a row of books, a small hidden compartment. I moved the books aside. Inside was a single black notebook. A diary. I hesitated, then opened it. The first page had only 4 words. About Lena Carter. My fingers tightened. I turned the page. June 12th. I saw Lena again today, outside the police station. She was holding her brother's photo. Her eyes were red. She must hate me. And she has every reason to. Because to the world, I'm the man who killed her brother. I felt my heart beat faster. I turned the page. June 20th. The case is officially closed. The police say it was a traffic accident. But that is not the truth. The accident was fake. And Eric Carter is not dead. My breath stopped. For a moment, I couldn't move. I kept reading. June 1st. Eric came to see me. He told me something shocking. He was an undercover police officer. He had been investigating a smuggling organization for 2 years, but the criminals had begun to suspect him. If he stayed any longer, he would die. So the police created a plan. Eric had to disappear. He had to die. The car accident was the plan, and I was the only civilian who could help. My hands began to shake. I kept reading. June 5th. The accident worked. The car fell into the river. We placed an unidentified body in the driver's seat. Everyone believed Eric Carter was dead. Everyone except me and a few police officers. Tears blurred my eyes. For 3 years I had cried in front of a grave, but there was never a body there. I turned another page. February 1st. Lena came to see me today. She asked me one question. Why did you kill my brother? I couldn't answer, because I promised Eric, if Lena knew the truth, she would try to find him, and that would expose the undercover operation. My chest felt tight. Another page. April 10th. Lena joined my company as my assistant. I know why she came. She wants revenge. She wants to destroy me. But I let her stay because I owe Eric my life, and I owe her the truth, even if she hates me forever. I turned to the last page. May 16th. Tomorrow is our wedding. She thinks she is marrying her enemy, but I know why she is doing this. She wants revenge. Still, I agreed, because before Eric disappeared, he said one thing to me. Take care of my sister. My tears fell onto the page. Suddenly, a voice came from the door. You found it! I turned around. Daniel stood there. He wasn't drunk. He was watching me quietly, looking at the diary in my hands. My voice trembled. My brother is alive? Daniel nodded slowly. Yes. I rushed toward him. Where is he? Daniel shook his head. I don't know. Only the police know. I felt my strength disappear. 3 years of hatred, 3 years of grief, all built on a lie. I whispered, Why didn't you tell me? Daniel looked at me calmly. Because Eric asked me not to. Why? Because he knows you. Daniel gave a small smile. He said you're stubborn. If you knew he was alive, you would search for him. And that would put him in danger. The room became silent. I sat on the floor. My world felt upside down. Suddenly, Daniel's phone rang. An unknown number. He answered, only listened. Then his expression changed. He hung up and looked at me. Lena, there's something you should know. My heart tightened. What is it? He paused, then said quietly, Your brother is coming back. The operation is over. He's alive. And he's returning home today. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. 3 years. 3 long years. The brother I buried was coming back. I started crying again, but this time not because of hatred, because of hope. The airport was crowded. I stood near the gate. My hands were shaking. Daniel stood beside me. Then a man walked out. He looked thinner, darker from the sun, but I knew him instantly. Eric. He smiled. Hey, little sister. I ran forward and hugged him. Tears streamed down my face. Eric laughed softly. Then he looked at Daniel. Thanks, brother. Daniel shrugged. You still owe me. Eric raised an eyebrow. For what? Daniel glanced at me. For your sister. Eric burst into laughter, and for the first time in 3 years, the world finally felt warm again.